The wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have an action-packed, simple crafting idea that you can do either by yourself or with kids. I just used materials that I had lying around at home, so I didn't really go out and buy too much extra besides some of the chocolate that you'll see that we're making. We're doing homemade chocolates, homemade Christmas crackers, DIY wrapping paper, super easy and simple. You know, we're all about the minimalism over here, so I don't like going too overboard and I don't like super messy crafts with my kids. So I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure that you go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like holiday content, minimalist crafts, and simple living. And let's jump right in.
And do you like to be here too?
Okay, so first up we are making homemade chocolate, and I'm actually going to do two versions. One with actual cocoa butter, the way that they would make chocolate in a factory, and I also added cocoa powder. You can see I've added that, and I added some coconut sugar, and I wanted to experiment and see what the consistency would be like compared to just melting a bar of chocolate. So I created a double boiler. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just hot water on the stove. You really want to be very gentle with chocolate. Definitely burned too much chocolate in my lifetime, but basically you bring a saucepan of water to a gentle boil, and then I like to just kind of really keep eyes on the heat. Then once all of the ingredients have dissolved, I did use a coconut sugar. You can see it's quite granulated, and I think next time I would use a liquid sweetener like stevia or maple syrup or rice malt syrup or something like that. I think it would dissolve a bit better. Then I recommend pouring everything into a jug of some kind and then pouring it into your molds. The one thing I will say about this more DIY chocolate recipe versus just melting a chocolate bar is that it was much more runny, so it was easy to pour and I had lots of time to put it into the molds. Conversely, it takes longer to set, but that's fine. Usually when you're dealing with chocolate, especially if you've just melted a bar of chocolate, you don't have a lot of time before it hardens. You want to work really, really quickly. So if you feel like you need to take your time, this is definitely a better option.
Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased, but this is my favorite holiday.
So you can see I created another double boiler, and then I just poured in chocolate chips into this, and it's much thicker, which makes it a little more difficult to manage. So now I'm trying to pour out all of the chocolate into these little molds. I will say though that it hardens much quicker and it has a really nice consistency and it tastes just like you expect. So there are a lot of little hands trying to eat this chocolate, but I'm trying not to let them steal it. But yeah, it's so easy to make chocolate, whether you just melt a chocolate bar yourself or, you know, make it from those three ingredients: cocoa butter, cocoa powder, and a sweetener. Not intimidating, and you can customize it however you like with nuts or dried fruit or caramelized sugar or coconut flakes. I didn't make anything super exciting here, but you could do all of that stuff and people will be really impressed, and it makes really nice gifts.
I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree, and I've lit my house with Christmas lights, so you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning.
So I was convinced that the cocoa butter ones, where the white has kind of risen or sunk to the bottom more appropriately, weren't going to taste good, but the kids loved both versions. So I would say probably the cocoa butter one is a healthier option because you can control how much sweetness you put in there, how much cocoa powder. I'm not sure why it all sunk to the bottom. I think maybe I didn't mix in the granulated coconut sugar well enough, and that's probably why. But yeah, we're having big debates about how many they can each have, because these were supposed to be for gifts, but these kind of turned out to be a test batch. But they really, really enjoyed them.
Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. La, 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 oh, oh, oh.
All right, so our little chocolates need somewhere to go. So we are now moving on to homemade wrapping paper. So I'm just putting some paint into little bowls so that we can easily access it. And this is something that you can definitely do with your kids, although they lost interest after a while, and I ended up finishing up the wrapping paper and it was really, really fun. So highly recommend, kids or not.
It's so good to see you again, to see you again. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hanging by the fire chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
So as you can see, the kids were having a really great time. It's probably occupied them for a good 10 minutes or so. And then I finished up that piece of wrapping paper, and then I just made up some other designs. I really didn't know what I was going to do from the beginning. I just had red and green idea. So I just kind of continued while they played, and it was really fun. You can see I did the stripes, I did green and red stripes, I did bows. You know, not the best artist, but this was really fun to do and a super easy way to jazz up just basic brown craft paper without having to spend tons of money on wrapping paper. And also it's much more environmentally friendly because it's recyclable. So I highly recommend this if you just have a brown paper bag that you need to turn into wrapping paper, or you want to do an afternoon craft activity. All you need is paint and some paper.
This holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out in no.
Put it on right now.
Okay.
We run out of red.
No?
Tomorrow it is Christmas,
Okay, do green then.
the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been.
A few videos back, I spoke about how I was going to customize our advent calendar with activities for each day. So you can see there's little pieces of paper with each day, and there's a little task for it versus just having chocolates and candy every day. So this one was to decorate the Christmas tree. There was one to make DIY wrapping paper. There was also one to make gifts for friends and family. So we managed to knock a bunch of those tasks out with this crafting project.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me.
Now it's on to making DIY Christmas crackers, and if you're not familiar with these are really popular Christmas traditions in more of England, South Africa, Australia, and basically I've been collecting toilet rolls for a little while now, knowing that I wanted to make Christmas crackers, and I just made a base for them so that nothing would fall out with some masking tape, and then I'm stuffing them with a little snowflake and some chocolates for each child, and then the little notes that Theo made for his friends, and then we put another piece of tape on the end, and then we're going to wrap them up with the homemade wrapping paper. And the nice thing about these crackers is that I didn't need any kind of string or ribbon to secure the ends. The paper was kind of robust enough that it would just hold them all together, and it was super easy to make.
Let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas
So there you can see, super easy Christmas crackers. You could also just use ready-made wrapping paper around toilet rolls and that would work too, but the craft paper works really well because you don't need to use any ribbon to tie them or secure them. And you can put anything inside there, little trinkets, either chocolates. They're great for party favors or that Christmas party you're going to go to, or school kind of Santa gifts, which is what I used it for. And now I'm just showing you how I'm using the other pieces of wrapping paper that I made. Super easy to just wrap a box as a gift. Isn't it satisfying to wrap boxes? Oh, it's the best. I love it. So I'm just wrapping everything up super quickly, and then I'm going to show you how I kind of bedazzled a few gifts. So this is the easiest way to jazz up any kind of gift or wrapping or anything, is basically taking some glue that will dry clear. I'm drawing a little pattern on the painted parts of the wrapping paper, but obviously you can do whatever design you like. It's super customizable and really easy to do. You could also use glitter sticks, but if you have loose glitter and some glue, this is the best way to do it. And then taking some glitter and just sprinkling it on top. A little trick for this is to have 2 layers of paper beneath your glitter so that one is folded in half and will form as like a little funnel to pour the glitter back into the bottle, and then the other one just acts to protect whatever surface you're working on, because we all know glitter gets everywhere. And obviously do this at your own peril if you're going to do it with kids. My kids were at school when I did this. That's why glitter glue might work better, but it's still really fun, and this works really nicely. It looks super effective, and the glue dries within a couple of hours. So as long as you do this a couple of hours before you need it, you should be good. But look how much nicer that looks. So much more festive. So here you can see the final results. I've got the Christmas cracker and then the wrapped gift. It looks really nice and definitely jazzes up everything. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some inspiration and some cool ideas for easy crafts to do with or without kids this season. Super minimal. You don't need to spend a lot of money, and you probably have a lot of the stuff, art supplies already lying around the house. So wishing you guys a happy holiday season, and I'll see you in my next video.